So, here we are at another week. And so here's my message for you. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. And that quote, it says it's by Albert Einstein, but I've heard that perhaps Albert Einstein wasn't the one who said it. So I don't know. Anyway, so we'll go to announce. We've had a few things happen. Mostly people have been expressing frustration about SA or SAM Module 7. And so, I posted that I will certainly update and give everybody the 3 points back if they're having trouble with it. So not to worry, you will get the 3 points back. And let's see. One of the things I did want to make sure you know is that if you have a question about something, it's like, for example, your final project. It's much easier if you post also your final project, and so that I can really look at it and help you out with it. And I'm glad to do that. So just make sure to post it. A video is also helpful, but I did want to make sure that you're aware that the actual database file is definitely helpful. So now I will go to this week's course materials. So this week is about developing a user interface for your final project, and learning about macros, although from what I've seen in your final projects, many people have already started to do that. But you can check out Module 10, and there's lots of information there about about macros. Right here is an example of a navigation form. So you could do a navigation form if you wanted to, instead of a main menu. Or if you have another idea for a user interface, certainly discuss it with me. But yeah, at any rate, your final project will need to have a user interface. And here I point out that once you implement some of the changes to the options in your final project, you won't have access to, for example, the navigation pane anymore. So to avoid having the options run when you open your database, so that you want to be able to make changes to it, then you just need to hold the Shift key down when you're opening your database. But if you haven't set your options yet, or if you don't have an auto-exec macro running, something like that, then you don't need to worry about it. But when you do implement those things and you need to get access to your database, you need to know how to do that, how to turn those options off. And what you do is just hold the Shift key down. So just so you know about that. Okay. And at the end of the semester, SAO 16 is due, and you'll need to be starting to think about your final project essay requirements. And in a few weeks, your total final project will be due. It'll be due before you go on your Thanksgiving break. So you'll be free of it over the Thanksgiving break. So down here are a number of different things. Here's where you can read and do Module 10, watch, and these are all videos to watch that I've made that can help you with your final touches, your user interface, and those kinds of things for your final project. And here is a practice training if you want to do that. Not required, but you could. And here's SAM exam 10. Here's where you can, this is the assignment folder so that you can hand in your final project for your reports. So that'll be due next week. And I will be sure to work as hard as possible to get your final project done in terms of grading for your forms version. So just let you know, and tracking your schedule and your weekly update. So anyway, that is what's going on this week. I can't think of anything that I need to tell you other than make sure you watch those videos. They are important. They will give you some important information. So anyway, thanks, and I guess I'll talk to you in the next week. Thanks.